Hi, this is Kevin Stewart coming to you from StockTA.com. It is Saturday, October 12th, 2024. I'm doing my weekly recap. Just a reminder that this is for informational and educational purposes only, and this is not investing advice. I am not a registered financial professional, and please consult one before putting a dollar of your hard-earned money into these crazy markets. Um, Interesting action this week. I think with the rate cuts and some of the other things going on, I think the defense safety trade with the Dow and bonds is starting to unwind. And I think the money's starting to rotate back into the inflation trade. So I'm watching oil, I'm watching GDX, I'm watching SLV. I actually may own some positions mentioned in these, and these are not buy or sell advice. But I just want to mention that I actually do own some of the things talked about in this video. With VIX closing at 20.46, this is still, I think, a very tradable market. The move index was up 18% this week. I think it got up as high as 125 at one point. So that's starting to signal some major volatility in the bond market. TLT closed down 6% in the past month. So that's further going to my thesis that people are starting to unwind um, from their bonds and trying to get back in. To a various, I'll cover a couple different sectors here that look interesting. But SPY just been grinding higher, closed at 5.79, bullish across the board or very bullish, has no near-term resistance. I think it could still stair step its way up. Technicals, other charts, very bullish. RSI only at 64, so it's not super stretched yet. QQQ closed at 493, bullish across the board. Medium support at 487.07, small resistance at 503, RSI at 62. Just a reminder that the QQQ is an ETF that has some Microsoft in it and some Tesla in it that hasn't been doing um, great. Tesla, the taxi cab event didn't really go that well, according to some experts. So Tesla was down, I think, like 8% on Friday. But I think the semiconductor industry's trying to start back up again, and that's a decent part of the QQQ ETF. So that could be something that helps drive this ETF higher. The DIA closed, which Dow Industrial ETF closed at 428. Bullish overall, bullish short term. No immediate resistance, but the chart is starting to get stretched. No medium support until a 412 level, and the RSI is at 67. TLT closed at 93.7. Bearish overall, bearish short term. Heavy resistance at 99.24, medium resistance 94.66. Not much for support. These are all small support numbers. And you can see this chart is really ugly. And the RSI is only at 27. So it is technically oversold. I don't know if this 93 level is going to hold. Um, but I am not personally long bonds here. XLE, it's been very interesting. Closed at 92.81, neutral overall, neutral short term. It ran up a little bit with the volatility in the Middle East, also with the China demand, and as uh, the pace of the missiles in the Middle East has slowed down, and China, the bottom fell out of it this week, had some of the worst days it's ever had after a huge run up. Oil has been very choppy. RSI is at 61. Looks like it could be a little range bound here. Medium support 92.10. Medium resistance 93.54. Again, very choppy here. Some big candles too, which makes it very hard to trade in and out of this. I actually got stopped out of some oil positions this week. Thankfully, I locked in some small gains, but it's very hard to trade oil right now. GDX closed at 40.05, bullish overall across the board. Medium support at 39.86, only slight resistance above it. So I think GDX is trying to form another near-term bottom. I own some of this in GDXJ and some other miners. RSI is at 55. Um, I think I think gold bugs and the general market are starting to sniff out that Powell and his friends at the Fed have not completely slayed inflation, and the inflation monster might be coming back. And I think they're sniffing out that we could have some continued weakness in the US dollar here, and gold could continue to rise higher for a variety of reasons. I actually own some SLV as well, closed at 28.8. Very bullish overall, bullish short term. Medium support at 28.54, medium resistance at 29.35. RSI is only at 56. This chart has some medium support in a lot of different areas. I like silver a lot. There's not a ton of silver miners left. They've had some mergers lately, but I silver, in my opinion, is a good way to play some of the inflation trades. I mean, there is some industrial demand that goes along with silver because it's used in a lot of cars and technology, but everybody calls silver gold's little brother, so it has more volatility, but I think it can give you a little more upside if the inflation trade is in fact on. COPX. Um, Starting to be range bound, which is what I was worried about. I actually wrote it up earlier in the month and got stopped out. Made a nice little gain, but COPX closed at 46.85. It's bullish overall, but this heavy resistance number at 48.31 scares me. And there's heavy support at 44.42, medium support at 46.37. So I think copper could be range bound for a little bit as we see what happens with China, and then also what happens with the rest of, this inflation narrative that has seemed to return out of nowhere. In the semiconductor industry, I'm watching Micron. It closed at 106.92. It's neutral overall, but bullish short term. I think it's trying to form a bottom here. 102.59 is very heavy confluence of 20 for support, and only small resistance above it. I think this could be due for a little bit of a run. The RSI is only at 62. It's kind of lagged some of the other semi companies in its sector. So this could be a catch-up trade. And I'm actually watching this with a potential entry for Monday. And then I wanted to show the SOXX, which is a semiconductor ETF, also looks like it's trying to bottom, closed at 235.46. Bullish overall, bullish short term. Has medium support, medium to high level support at 233.88. So this could be bottoming or trying to bottom. Medium resistance at 242.46. And this chart's been a little beat up. Throughout as the summer closed, we got into the fall. RSI is only around 59. And you can see that this point here has been resistance in the past, but it looks like, again, it looks like it's trying to build a base here for a potential run up again. That's all I wanted to share. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please check out our account on X, and please check us out at stockta.com. Thank you.